For the first week of the MLS season, I'm bringing out my first video of my MLS Game Week previews. I've had some longer videos recently, so I'm going to do my best to try to make these short and sweet for your viewing pleasure. There's 13 games for the opening weekend of the league, so there's quite a platter of matches that we can look at. I'm going to start off with the fake Community Shield of the American game. Defending MLS Cup champions Columbus Crew taking on the defending Supporter Shield champions in the Philadelphia Union. Both Columbus and Philadelphia have already begun their journey in this year's CONCACAF Champions League, so they already have some real competitive minutes under their belt. The downside of that, though, is that Columbus have already had some injury worries appear in their first leg match against Real Esteli. We'll have to wait and see how many of these injuries actually affect the team and what type of lineup Caleb Porter puts out. Just this morning, it was also announced that one of the Crew's top signings of the offseason, Kevin Molino, will be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks. On the other side, Philadelphia looked pretty good in the first leg match in the CCL against Saprissa. Now this video is being recorded before they play the second leg though, so if they fall apart there, please don't blame me. We're going to see how the attacking style of Jim Curtin's team plays out against the possessive style of the Crew. My key player to watch from Philadelphia is Jose Martinez. The center defensive mid will be looking to hold down that midfield, and it's going to be a big task, especially trying to shut down Columbus playmaker Lucas Zelarayan. If Martinez can prevent the distribution of balls from Columbus and their powerful midfield, well, it can make the game a lot easier for this team. For Columbus, I think the man to make the difference will be Gyasi Zardes. Again, the second leg of their CCL tie has not been played at the time I'm filming this video, but he did come up big for the Crew with 2 goals in their 4-0 victory in the first leg in Nicaragua. I think this game will be eventful, but I don't think it will in the scoreline. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. The next game we'll take a look at is the Canadian Classique, where Montreal and Toronto will come toe-to-toe in the scorching Florida sun. 2 Canadian teams playing against each other in Florida. Could this league get any better? As both the teams have grown some distance between themselves in the table for the last few years, Toronto has dominated this matchup. In competitive matches, Toronto has 26 wins compared to Montreal's 14, and with 9 draws between the two, well, that only means one thing. This is the 50th Canadian Classique in a competitive competition. Both teams will be debuting new head coaches in this game too, with Toronto being led by Chris Armas and Wilfred Nancy leading Montreal. Unless I'm totally wrong, I have no doubt that Toronto will come away victorious. They've already played 2 matches against a Mexican opponent, they have a better squad, and even though they have been on a decline, they're still miles better than their opposition. I'm going to predict a 3-1 win for the Reds. The last match I want to go in depth about is the rematch of the 2020 Western Conference Final where Minnesota took on the Seattle Sounders. I think we're in for a treat if we can even get a little bit of the chaos that we saw in that matchup last year. After throwing away the win, being 2-0 up with 15 minutes left, I expect Minnesota to give their all to help get their revenge on the Sounders. Out of the 7 times these teams have met, Minnesota has not come away with a win. But that could change with the loan signing of Boca Juniors striker Roman Abila. The big powerhouse forward scored 34 goals in 84 matches in Argentina and could be the main man up top Minnesota has been waiting for. On the other side, Seattle playmaker Nicolas Lodeiro won't be playing in this match after sustaining an unspecified injury that is reported to sideline him for 3 to 4 weeks. With the big addition of Minnesota and the big loss for Seattle, this could be the moment the Loons get their first win in this matchup. I think we'll see Minnesota win 2-1. Other interesting games to keep an eye on this week is the inaugural match of Austin FC's history against LAFC and the Player Kids Derby where FC Dallas are taking on Colorado. And now I'm going to give my player to watch for Game Week 1, and it's no other than Atlanta United's Josef Martinez. The 3-time MLS Best 11 striker tore up this league for 3 years, but last year, as it's known, he tore his ACL on the first match day. Now Josef is back, he already has gotten some minutes in Atlanta's CCL games, and now all eyes are on him to make his full return to the MLS. When Josef's playing, the whole league gets more interesting. And better yet, Atlanta's first game is against rivals Orlando City, so yes, keep adding fuel to that fire. I'm excited to see this comeback, and I think you should be too. Unless you're an Orlando fan. I hope you enjoyed this little preview for Game Week 1 of the 26th season of Major League Soccer. If things go well, this may be a returning idea for following game weeks. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.